Hi, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd, and I'm not going to our learning target just yet. I want to give you a clue as to what you're learning about today. So I made a model. Remember, models aren't the real things because there are some things that we learn as scientists that we can't bring into the classroom, like the planet, certain landforms. We can't bring them into the classroom, but we can create a model. And that's what I've made today. So I want you to think, have you seen a landform that looks like this? Maybe you've learned about it in some previous lessons. But look what happens. Ooh! Oh my. Oh, if you were in the classroom with me, you could hear that, and you would know the liquid that I've poured into that because it really has a strong smell. You would know immediately what was going on and which landform we were learning about today. So that moves us to our target. I can look closely at a map, globe, or photograph so I can identify landforms on North America. I will know I have it when I can describe a volcano. So, did this model make you think of a volcano? Maybe so. Now, let's review a little bit. Maps. We have been using them, and on a map, you can tell where a place is located. You can find a place. You can also tell how big an area is or how small an area is. With a photograph, which is also a geographic tool, we can tell how something or someone looks, how big they seem to be. What do you already know about a volcano? I know that some of you have schema for volcanoes because you might have learned about them last year. And yes, they can erupt. Now, think about this. Does that help or harm the area? Or both? Can we find volcanoes on the maps? Well, hopefully all of our questions will get answered in today's lessons. But that's what scientists do. They have questions that have to be answered. So they have to do research and they have to learn more about that topic so that they can figure out and get answers to their questions. We're going to talk about some vocabulary. Landform is a shape of land. A hill is a raised area of land that is smaller than a mountain. A mountain is a very high raised area of land. It is larger than a hill. And an island is an area of land that is completely surrounded by water. And that's what makes an island so unique, that if you walked all the way around it, you would come in contact with water on all sides. A plain is a large flat area of land with grass and not many trees. A volcano is a mountain with an opening that can erupt. One more that I want to talk about, and that's lava. Lava is hot. molten rock that flows from a volcano. And this hot lava cools and hardens. And when it does cool and harden, new rocks called igneous rocks can form. It can also add new layers to the soil that already exist. So, lava is very interesting. Our focus today, you already know what a mountain is and how it looks. You've already learned about that landform. A volcano is a mountain with an opening. It can be very dangerous if it is active and erupts with hot lava. Now, not all volcanoes are active and erupt. Some of them are called dormant. They're like sleeping. They don't erupt. They don't have lava that comes out the top and flows down the sides, or ash that goes very high up in the sky and travels for miles around. Next, during this lesson, I want you to watch a video to learn about the types of volcanoes in the United States, North America, and around the world. And what happens to some of those volcanoes? What leads to that eruption, or what causes it to erupt? And then what happens after it erupts? I have included in the next slide 2 maps, and the one on the top is the Ring of Fire, and it's an area that kind of forms a horseshoe shape. And in that area, there are a lot of volcano eruptions and earthquakes. So 2 more events that we will also learn more about later on in the school year. The bottom map, it's a map about Mount St. Helen, and it's a volcano out in the western part of the United States in the state of Washington. This map shows the amount of ash that came from the volcano and the area where the ash landed. So it's pretty interesting. The key on this map is real important. Now, during the video, did you hear the name of one of our states in the United States that formed as islands after volcanoes erupted? Hawaii. Yes. That's our 50th state to join the United States. And it formed after volcanoes in the ocean erupted and left those landforms, those islands. Now, should we worry about a volcano erupting in Kentucky? Have we ever experienced a volcano in Kentucky? Think about that. And how do you know? How do you know if we have or if we haven't? Well, I'm going to have you do a task in your spiral notebook. And you know, scientists love to do research. So research that topic. Have we ever experienced a volcano in Kentucky? If so, when did it happen? How did it destroy a lot of things around it when it erupted? Just find that out if you are interested in learning more about the topic. But at this time, it's time for you to do the work. And get out your spiral notebook, write the date at the top of the page on a blank piece of paper in your spiral notebook. Draw a picture of a volcano and label it. I've included a picture of a volcano at the top of this slide, and that will be in Google Classroom. Write a sentence about what is happening in your drawing. I've included a word bank. Try to include these words in your sentence. mountain, lava, erupt, volcano. And it's okay if you write more than one sentence. And if you do some research and you figure out and learn more about a volcano maybe erupting in Kentucky, you can write a sentence about that too. Scientists always take notes about their research. You can do that. Share it in our next Google Meet or when we're together in class. It's the reflection part of our lesson. And this is a time when I ask you to think about all you've learned and think back to each part of the lesson. I know you have schema, and every lesson builds on what you already know. But what did you discover? What did you learn? Maybe that you didn't know, or that you learned something more. Also, did you get stuck? And maybe not that you were stuck in any part of the lesson or the learning today, but did one part prompt more questions that you have? And you are welcome to write about those in your spiral notebook. We can share them in Google Meets. We can share them when we get back in class together. I want you to enjoy this lesson and work really, really hard to learn more about landforms called volcanoes. Bye.